Thank you from Anambra State. I've been a member of Stream of Joy since 2021. So I've been coming to Sunday services and all. So ending of last year, I lost my mom. I had to rush home as the first son. I'm more like a husband since my dad passed. My dad passed when I was 14. So since then, I've been around the East. I'm from Anambra State, like Oka. So on 12th of April, something happened. I went out with my friends, two of my friends. We were at Ibiza. Went out to have fun because we have not seen for long. So we were going home. When I got to my street, I parked in my usual spots for easy departures. So when we came down from the vehicle, 6 men approached us. They were fully armed with pump action rifles and pistols. So they surrounded us. They split themselves in groups. 2 approached me, but before then, I threw my phone under the car and tossed my car into the bushes. So they started hitting me. They were asking for my phone and my car key. So I told them my phone is in my car. So they searched for the car key in the bush and found it and gave it to 2 of their guard members who drove off with my car. Then I saw their own car vehicle approaching. So they made me to stand up. They said I'm going to follow them, pointing the gun at me, warned me if I act funny they were going to shoot, that they would shoot me. They blindfolded me. They hit me and forced me into the back of their car, sitting beside me, one by my left and one by my right. They took out every other valuables of me. So they kept saying that they would kill me, especially the driver. The driver just wanted to kill me. I don't know. It was just, they were discussing how they regularly killed people and disposed them. So they were discussing where they should dispose my body and where they are going to kill me. I was blindfolded. They were driving me around. So after a while, one by my left side told me calmly that they were ordered to kill me. That if I can give them 10 million naira, they might spare my life. I told them I don't have 10 million naira, that I just came down to bury my mom. That I don't have such amount of money. They said that means I'm going to join my mom very soon because they are definitely going to kill me. This is why I remember that I'm a member. So I had to call on God, the God that sees me, because that is the only one I could call on a moment like that, because no other person. When we got to a particular location, I don't know where that was then, they asked me to come down, this is where we are going to die. So I got out of the car calmly and it was an expressway. So they made me to lie face down while they were speaking their slang. The driver, the hood guy, kept shouting, shoot her for head, shoot her for head. That one just wanted to kill me from the very beginning. As I was lying down there waiting to be killed, one was kind enough to say I should say my last prayer. I was just waiting to be killed. Then I had a gunshot, which deafened my ear. After a while, I touched myself. I realized I was still alive. I thought I had died. Yeah, I thought I had died. So I touched myself and realized I was still alive. The bullet passed. I don't know how it happened. It's only God. I was just lying down there, waiting to be killed, which they thought they have killed me. And they shot me and drove off. So they left. I noticed I was bleeding. I was just bleeding from my head. So the bullet passed, did not hit my skull, my flesh. It just scratched my flesh and some part of my ear. So the ringing was overwhelming because it kept resounding. So after I ensured that they were gone, I stood up out of the way, holding my head. So the blood was dripping onto my clothes. So trying to wave down cars. Few cars were passing because it was late. It should be around 12 a.m. in the night also. So cars, but none stopped. After a while, like 30 minutes, a saloon car finally pulled over and I felt a rush of relief. So I was approaching the driver to narrate to the driver what happened to me. If he could help give me a lift to the nearest police station or where I could find help. But when I got close to the driver, I noticed they were having arguments in the car. It was dark, so I could not see anything. All I know is it was a saloon car. Before I could say a word, someone got out from the back seat, pointing a gun at me again, saying, "So you are still alive." He shot me again, and I fell to the ground. He did not give me a chance to process everything, but before he shot me, I jumped. He was targeting to hit my belly, so I jumped. So the bullet hit my waist from the left part. It seems it came out, but it was here. I could feel it. It was lodged in this part of my waist because here was swollen. So I was lying down there. He came closer with it, pointing it at me. Still pointing it. He never knew I was looking at him. I was bracing myself, laying still. He never knew I was alive. So he confirmed I'm dead. Then went back to the car and drove away. I lay there in agony, thinking I was going to die. Cars continued to pass that night with no one stopping. I was waving. They were avoiding my body in the center of the road. I realized that help was not coming, and my motionless body lay there in the middle of the road. I lost hope. It was dark and quiet. My vision was becoming blurred and my throat dried, and just I was about to close my eyes and accept my death, I saw a torchlight in the distance. Hope surged back into me. I know if I could get to that location, I can find help. But I was very weak that I could not stand. So I decided to crawl with my arms and my elbow. So to propel my body using my arms till I got to the location. So it turned out to be an aluminium company along the highway. So when I got there, I started screaming, I need help, I need hospital. After about 30 minutes, some men started coming out, about 4 or 5 of them, cocking their guns. I started screaming, please don't shoot. Please, I was thinking they were shooting for the 3rd time. I was screaming, please don't shoot. So when they get closer, it turned out to be Nigerian soldiers stationed at that aluminium company. So when they saw me, they wondered what I was doing there. I told them I was kidnapped and shot. They were like, were you the gunshot we had hours ago? I said yes. They wondered how come I was still alive. I was lying that day and I was becoming more cold. I told them to take me to the hospital or help me remove the bullet. So they tried stopping cars for me, maybe anyone that could give me a lift, but none stopped. After some time, they said they don't know what else to do. The only option they have is to give me phone to call whoever I can, that I have the number by heart. And it was just my mom's number and mine I have of her by heart. So they let me use their phone to make call. So I called my number, that my phone I threw away, and my sister picked. I could feel the fear in her voice. They were already crying. I told her that I'm short, I'm along Enugu Expressway. That she should call my friends to come and rescue, to come and take me to the hospital. The soldiers were shouting, if you don't come in 30 minutes time, he might die. That was around 3. I was shot around 12:01 a.m. So after they made arrangement, later that night they came, that should be around after 3, they came that night. They called some hospitals, but they rejected my, but they called because it was an emergency. Then they took me to the first hospital. I got to the hospital around 4 a.m. in the night. I was still in so much pain. Even while going to the hospital, I was trying to pass some information to my kid sister in case I die on our way to the hospital. So when I got to the hospital, the pain became much because they just tied bandage around my waist, asking for police report and all, which my friends went to get. And the doctors were not giving me the necessary attention I needed. At some point, I was becoming unconscious. I was becoming very weak and tired. That I was even whispering, I'm tired. I'm tired. That I was willing to actually give up. I waited. The doctors were just moving around. It was getting to 6 a.m. in the morning. So they tried to take me to their scan center where they can run scan X-ray to check whether the bullet hit any vital organ. But we got there, they abandoned me there. I was still in so much pain. So they said they don't have electricity. Then the person with the generator key was not around. It was getting to 8 in the morning. I haven't received treatment and I was still in so much pain. So before my friends got angry and they even had issues with the doctors, they have to move me to the next hospital. That should be around 9, where they tried saving my life, giving me injections to make the pain easier. They checked everything. No vital organ was hit. I was perfectly fine, just the wound. The bullet passed through my waist from here to the other parts. God did wonders for me because I was shot 13th of April. By 15th, I was walking. when I started my investigation, I was working very fine. And everything has been a miracle. It's undeserving because I don't deserve it. Even before the end of April, the wound started closing up. The hole that passed through my waist. By the beginning of May itself, the wound has closed up. And I was even discharged in the hospital, from the hospital before time. So I don't deserve to be alive, but the God who sees me showed me mercy. I should have given this testimony a long time, but I had to hold on for them to finish the investigation. So I want to thank God, the God that spared me. I'm undeserving of His love. I don't even deserve it at all. Because even that night, I know I'm not a righteous man. I was just with my friends having fun. I never knew an hour from that time I could be dead. So I'm here to say thank you to my pastor, Pastor Jerry, for your prayers and covering. For I've been a member since 2021. For truly what God cannot do does not exist.